Bet you thought you'd never see me again. Yes, indeed. It has been a very long 2-year hiatus from YouTube and really all social media. I kind of just stopped posting online because a whole lot of reasons that made me really stop. But the initial reason was not like a long term plan to just never post again. So that kind of just came about in. I'm just going to go ahead and hop right into welcome to the Crankin' the Hog podcast. I'm your host, Killswitch Queen. Welcome back, everybody, to the channel. It's been a long time since I've been on here. So let's just go. We're going to deep dive into the deep end. We're going to crack the egg and go ahead. And today we're just going to talk about where I've been, what I've been up to, and the reason that I just kind of abruptly stopped out of nowhere with no explanation and dropped off the face of the earth. So 2 years ago, I completely stopped posting on YouTube and any social media. And that was because there was a day I woke up and my knee just didn't work anymore. And so for a long time, followers of the channel, you know I have knee problems from a long injury many years ago. I've had a couple of surgeries. I'm just gonna give you guys like the bullet points. This is gonna be like a PowerPoint edition of what happened that in 2022 I couldn't walk and I gave it a couple of months to heal. It didn't. I was in so much pain, and the first day I woke up with my knee issue, I had gone from, having broken my knee and gone through 2 different surgeries over the course of a few years. For those of you who don't know, and my knee was so much better that I was back at the gym, I was working out, I was doing regular life stuff, I was writing, and you see, I posted videos, it was okay, and then I just woke up and then it wasn't good anymore, and I couldn't put weight on it, I couldn't bend it, I couldn't straighten it. It was very painful, and I couldn't do anything except for just sort of nurse my knee back to health. Never got back to better. It never got better. So after a few months, I gave up, went back to the doctor and was like, yo, give me scans, put me in the big magnet machine and check out what's going on inside my busted knee. Okay. Somewhere near the end of 2022 is when I went in for my 3rd surgery on the same knee. And I had to sign a little thing that either I could have woken up and had a full blown ACL replacement or just very minimal cleanup. So I went to sleep being like, it's either going to be like, 4 to 6 weeks of recovery or a whole 6 months to a year. And so it was so much stress in my life, plus the pain of just trying to get my knee better and live a normal life. If you haven't ever struggled with mobility issues, or maybe if you have, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's just so debilitating and annoying, and it puts life on hard mode, okay? Anyway, I got the surgery, and I didn't have to do ACL rebuild, which was great. My knee got so much better in the next couple of months that in the beginning of 2023, I got a whole new job in a totally different career. I got into like stationary engineering. I started as a utility engineer at a casino, and it was union, and I thought everything was awesome, but it was graveyard. And I stuck out that job for almost a year. I did graveyard for almost an entire year, and if you've never worked graveyard before, God bless you. Hope that you never have to. It's not fun. You know what? Some people they like staying up late. You like staying up all night, and that's cool. But having to work and stay up all night, and yeah, it was a lot. I learned a lot of things. It was a really interesting job. It was cool, but that's kind of also, so 2 reasons why I kind of stopped posting on YouTube. One was that I was working graveyard and kind of just tired all of the time. I would have 2 days off. I worked 5 days a week. And so those 2 days, my first day would literally just be sleeping. And the second day would be me fighting to stay awake because I was on a completely different sleep schedule than everybody else. So it was not great, not super fun, but I made great money. And I will say that if you ever think about being an engineer, you will make pretty good money. But anyway, that's besides the point. That's what I was doing most of 2023 was just working all the time. And that's fine. I should have posted, or maybe I could have, shoulda, coulda, woulda, right? Yeah, I don't know. I was still riding my motorcycle, and I actually ended up getting a new motorcycle. I have now a 2023 Harley Lowrider ST, and I absolutely love that motorcycle. I can't wait to make a video about it. In fact, that's something I'm planning on doing soon. Is I've just crossed 10,000 miles on the Lowrider ST, and I want to make a video talking about my experience and what I think about it. Blah blah blah. But that's not for this video. That's for a different time. So I worked. I got my surgery in 2022. So I broke my knee. Just gave up. Got my surgery. Got better. Started working. Worked most of 2023. Got till the very end. And I was like, okay, I'm kind of done with this stuff. That was cool. Made a cool little savings account. And I was like, I think I want to do something else. So starting this year, I quit. I decided, you know what? I want to do something else. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to try maybe a whole little Etsy thing. Maybe I'll get back into YouTube. And here we are, a glorious 9 months later. Here, I finally made it back. It took me a while. Now, this year has just been really busy. I've been trying to reclaim my health, okay? Get back into being healthy. When you hurt your knee, your leg, whatever it is, and you lose mobility, you tend to also not move as much and not exercise as much. And I definitely sort of let myself go. I put on some weight. I was pretty uncomfortable. And so beginning this year, once I left my job, I was like, all right, I'm not happy where I'm at anymore. I'm going to start going to the gym, really working out. And I've spent, oh gosh, I don't know, last 4 or 5 months kind of just totally trying to get into health and understand nutrition and fitness and working out and how important sleep is. Man, you can just really fall into a rabbit hole of body destruction through drinking and processed foods. But anyway, I have so many opinions on that are not important to this video. We're going to continue on, carrying on. That's a subject for another pod, all right? While I've been gone, I noticed I've hit 31,000 subs. So I was doing something right, even though I haven't been posting anything. I've gained a couple thousand subs in the last couple years, which I think is that's something. That ain't nothing. That's something. So I'm doing something right. And right. So that's where I'm at now. So why did I stop posting on all social media? Because I kind of just got tired of social media. And, listen, I'm kind of retarded. I have been cringy on the internet for many, many years now. If you go back and watch any of my old videos, I cringe. Maybe you think they're good. I don't know. Maybe they're okay. Maybe they show up on people's stuff still. Maybe they don't. I don't know. I feel that I just wasn't. I was putting so much effort into my videos and trying so hard to please the algorithm instead of doing what I wanted to do. And so that process of give and take, of putting so much in to try and please the algorithm, and then feeling like I just wasn't getting enough back, made me very discouraged. And anybody who's done YouTube or any kind of social media knows you can really just spend day and night on this stuff, and you won't get the sort of engagement and likes or whatever that you want to call it. You won't receive it back because sometimes you just aren't pleasing the algorithm. And that discouraged me so much. I also just was feeling so burnt out from posting my life all the time. It turns into a game of, can I make this content? I need to make everything content. I can turn this into content. Let me figure out how I can, record this, take these pictures, and make it look like this super awesome thing and turn it into something that people can engage with. And maybe that's just the nature of the beast. Maybe that's just how things go. I was just getting burnt out on it. I was just like tired of always being like, how can I record this? How can I make it interesting? And like I said, it ended up being something more that was for what is everyone else going to like? Are people going to like this? It wasn't necessarily what I wanted to do. And sure, like I would add all my jokes and memes and stuff, and I would try and make it still funny because I like funny things. I like to be goofy and silly. I felt like I was really holding back, from really being myself, and also just like I said, trying to make stuff that a more general audience would enjoy as opposed to just doing what I wanted, even if it wasn't popular. I was so focused on like, is this a good video? Is this going to take off? Is this going to get views? If you click on it, what's going to make you want to click off? You can get so balls deep into engagement on your videos, and looking at the specs can be so depressing on looking at like when people click off your video, what's the duration of like if you like I said, if you're not on YouTube, for those of you who make videos and you're watching this, you totally understand. I know whether you look at it or you don't, anyone who's trying to grow on YouTube has looked at these things and definitely looked. And I'm sure even people who have hundreds of thousands of views still look at their stuff and they go, oh man, this isn't that great. Whereas like I look at myself and I'm like, oh man, this isn't that great. This is so bad. It can get so depressing. But, you're always going to have your people who come back and they like watching your stuff. Like, hopefully you people do that are watching this right now. Bro, I hope somebody watches this. It's just going to get lost to the YouTube algo. I have no idea. Please don't bury this, YouTube. I love you. We have a love-hate relationship. Anyway, yeah, I was just really, I was so torn of like, I felt like I wanted to make whatever videos I wanted to make, and then also like, I can't make a video. Can't make a video about that. I need to do this because more people will be interested in this. How can I broaden the audience? How can I make it less specific? But you know what? I think that's part of what killed it for me and made it not so fun anymore, because I was just always making videos for everyone else instead of doing what I used to do, which was just make videos for me because I had fun making videos. I enjoyed it. So that's sort of where I'm at right now, is just what am I doing? What do I want to do? I want to make a podcast because I'm full of yap, baby. I realize that I try to make motovlogs, and I've recorded quite a few motovlogs that never hit the channel. And it was because, number one, I never liked the way my audio turned out. I always had trouble finding a good microphone, which now I finally found a good microphone, and I have tested it out and I like it. So maybe I'll do some more, but honestly, I'm so full of yap, and I can't yap and ride a motorcycle at the same time, dude. I struggle so much, and I don't know if I just have like brain problems. I'm not going to say ADHD. I don't want to ever claim any kind of diagnosis on those sort of things. I don't look at those things up. I don't look at symptoms, because I feel like self-diagnosing your stuff that I'm just like, nah, we all just kind of get distracted, and maybe I am just sort of retarded. I don't know. I struggle with writing and talking at the same time in like a totally coherent way. I have to be in like a really good like flow state in order for that to just all fart together in the wind. So I thought, you know what? Why not just make a podcast and we could do those things separately? I could ride motorcycles separately. I can talk separately. Maybe I can do some videos where I do a podcast over a riding video. You guys can visually be stimulated. You don't have to look at my mug. You can stare at some beautiful, scenery as I'm riding my lowrider, and then I can just yap on here, and we can do it that way. I don't know. But I've got so much stuff, so many things I want to talk about in videos, and I thought, why not start a podcast? Let's talk about motorcycles. This year I crossed the 10-year mark of since I've been riding, and I think that's a pretty long time. That's a pretty good amount of time to be consistently riding, and I have a lot of experience, not just as a rider, but as like a motorcycle mechanic and somebody who, being a woman in the motorcycle industry, we can yap. We've got some subjects we could talk about. I got some stories I can tell. I also would like to make more videos about getting women into motorcycles and how can we like build more of that in the YouTube. There's so many excuse me, there's so many women motovloggers, dude. There's so many chicks popping up left and right. Now that you gotta remember when I started, like it was like GoPros or whatever dinky camera that you got from whatever action camera, whoever just, fell off the map because of GoPro. And now, of course, we've got all the Insta360s and the DJIs and I don't know what else. It's crazy now how easy it is to just slap a camera on your helmet or your motorcycle and just keep going, and just make videos, talk. It's now I feel like it's more easier than ever before to be a motovlogger and make motorcycle content, which I'm not, no, don't take me, I'm not shitting on it at all. I think it's awesome. But now there's just so many people I can't keep up. It used to be there was only a handful of people making motorcycle videos and you could, watch all of their videos. I can't do that anymore. I'll be honest. My whole YouTube recommended page it has nothing to do with motorcycles, brother. It's all just like music and stuff like that. Just because I've just been out of the scene for so long. You know what I mean? I don't know who to watch anymore. Oh, who should I watch? I would love if you got any suggestions. Who's new and upcoming in the motorcycling world? Okay, I don't know. Give me something fresh. Give me something fresh to watch. Okay, I don't know. The kids these days, they got all the new lingo and the new memes. They got all the riz. Yeah. Bring it on. I want to see it. Leave some comments if you got any suggestions. For this old lady who's finally returning to YouTube. Anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning in. This is definitely not the most exciting podcast of all time. This is definitely just like a refresher pod. This is like a little detox podcast before we start getting into the real subjects. I don't know how exactly I'm going to set up in future videos, how I want it to look. My background's probably going to change, and maybe we'll get some different lighting in here because I've been told that this is just a little bit too dark. I'm sorry. Sorry for all you people very visual. I would love to have a beautiful podcast studio, but I'm working on it. So the more you guys tune in here, then the more this will kind of come along. I've got my setup so far. This might just be how it is until, I'm going to throw in some clips of riding and whatnot, but I don't know. I've been doing a couple of trips. I did the Dream Roll, which is a women's co-ed motorcycle camp out up in Washington. Definitely interesting. Maybe not for me. Maybe for not me. And that's okay. It was a cool trip to do with some of my Lita's gals out of Sacramento. And then, so that I rode the ST up to Washington, and then I also recently did the Babes in Deadwood trip out in South Dakota. So rode the ST out to South Dakota, which was awesome. That was insanely killer trip. And I would love to talk more about that. In fact, I would love to do an entire pod about women's events, motorcycle events, because I started doing my little googly research, and there are so many women's events that I've never heard of, even worldwide events where you can get a book a trip, and it's all women, and they take you to some country, and you ride a motorcycle in another country. And you know what? $5,000 for like an sort of all inclusive trip where they give you a motorcycle ride. Hey man, that's not bad. In today's economy, that $5K for a trip of a lifetime, something that you would never. It would be really hard to put together, on your own, and not knowing anybody in the country and having to book everything yourself. Yeah, that was really cool. So I think I'm going to talk more about that and do my due diligence and my research and bring you guys some info on other events that are going on, because I feel like Babes Ride Out is definitely one of the biggest ones. And I know that Sturgis also does some stuff, which I rode through Sturgis on my South Dakota trip, but obviously that was not during the rally. And I hear so many mixed things about Sturgis. Some people say you don't need to go. Some people are like, oh, don't go alone as a young woman. And I feel like, I'm grown enough now to, you see trouble coming, you cross the street. Okay, I'm not stupid. And I would love to experience that for myself. I think that's one you just gotta put, one for the books. You just gotta kind of knock it off of your list. The notch in the belt. Sturgis Motorcycle Rally. How have I not gone? I don't know. I've had 10 years to do it. Ain't done it. Now I got me a nice new Harley, and now I'm gonna ride myself down to Sturgis. Hell yeah, brother. That's probably about it. I'm just catching you guys up. My ideas, things going on. I have things brewing, as you can see. I have moved. I am no longer in Sacramento. Good riddance. No offense to all you Sacramento people, but it's kind of poo-poo caca-doo-doo there. I'm not a fan. It was really cool to have a lot of cool stuff really close, but also it's like a little, baby LA. You got quite a few freeways going through it. You got a lot of people and a lot of traffic, and I'm good. I like living out here, living out in the country. I got myself a little bit of land. I got my dogs. I got my bikes. I got my boyfriend. I don't need nothing else. Except you guys. Except you beautiful, beautiful viewers. Thank you so much. I think that's going to kind of wrap it up. I didn't want this first pod to take too long. I don't want to take up too much of your time, okay? I know you're very busy folks. You got things going on. You got work. You got family and kids. We're all older now. You know how it goes. We're going to crank some more hogs. There's always hogs to be cranked. How else would I show this brotherly love than to just sit around and crank our hogs together? Again, I appreciate all the new subscribers. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you guys in the next one. Unleash the beast. Raise the blade with Killswitch Queen. Cranking the hog. Unleash the beast. Reign supreme with Killswitch Queen.